Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, so Saggies, let's get into this. So, because I've got a backdrop where obviously we have a compass, I wanted to take a look at, what direction is a character perhaps heading, whether this is internally, externally, whatever it may be. We have peaks of joy. We got a lovely energy of moving forward and doing something that is really going to bring Sag a lot of happiness. We have gentle gardener and we have balancing act. Boy, I got to say, this card has come out a lot. I think Aquarius got two out of these three. In fact, I just did Aquarius prior to this, like an hour ago. So the fact that we've got this vibe of happiness, this feels boisterous. Then we shift gears and we go, oh, but it's also soft and it's easy. And then we talk about the balancing act. And that's exactly what I think this is we've got a character who's perhaps getting like arranging their life in a way so that they have equal parts, ecstatic, fun, and soft, sweet, gentle, nurturing. And I think that to see a character, a Sagittarius, who's finding the ability to put their life into that harmonious energy, this could be all about a love relationship. And it's like, you know what? Honestly, I love the exciting, passionate aspect, but I also love those soft, tender moments. That could be the way Sag is starting to look at their love life. It could be how they're deciding what kind of a partnership they want to have, what quality of lifestyle they want to live. Knight of Coins, everything. I really feel like this is a character who is moving forward with a real definitive idea of how they would like their life to go. We have the Fool card. I'm slowly moving toward taking a big jump. It's funny how everything here is about moderation. Yes, of course I'll make a brave leap, but I'll slowly get to know this person because I think I want to marry them, but I'm going to slowly confirm that, and then I'll jump. Or I feel like I want to have equal parts of excitement in my life and also, downtime and peaceful time. And I'm going to slowly enjoy, whatever it is I'm doing. If I have 6 hours of, time in my day that is not super high energy, I'm going to enjoy every moment of that instead of. I just feel like this is a character really living in the present. I'm going to enjoy the slow parts. I'm going to enjoy the taking those jumps and doing something crazy and fun. I keep feeling like this is a character who's got something awesome to look forward to, but they're also enjoying their day to day. This could be a person who like is really peaceful and calm, and then they do something that's super high energy, or it's like, oh, the next 6 months I'm going to be saving money and doing things that don't cost a lot of money because then I'm going to go spend some money and go take a trip. But you know what? I'm going to enjoy all this stuff in my own, area. I'm going to go sightseeing in my own town, go find cool little places that I didn't know existed, go window shopping, spend time having adventures that cost me nothing and that are local because I'm saving all my money for when I take a big trip. I could look at it like that as well. Very nice energy for this character. This Sag feels like they've got just the right balance of never dull, always content, and then sometimes super exciting. Okay, that's Sagi's portion of this. But now we have what I would say is an outside influence. We have somebody out there that is feeling a lot of like, God, I wish I was doing that. I wish I was living that way. I wish I was, had found that balance myself. I don't know. I don't think that's Sag. It could be. I mean, we've had a lot of masculine energies on this, but we start out with all feminine, then we shifted to all masculines on our cards. I never care about genders for any of my characters, but this does make me wonder a little bit. Okay, so we've got the Seven of Pentacles and we have the Wheel of Fortune. Um, you know, that Seven of Pentacles and Wheel of Fortune, there is some element of divine timing at play here. There's some kind of a regret that I think Sag moved on and did everything they said they were going to do and, created balance in their life. And I feel like this person somehow didn't do that. And they're realizing how like where they could be now had they done what Sag did, or how they could be with Sag now if they had joined Sag on this more like balanced lifestyle. So wait a second. What did they do instead? Because Sag is reaping some kind of like, benefit from this more balanced lifestyle. I feel like the essence of Sag right now is a very contented person, a very contented character. They're at peace. They do the things that they want to do. They're very harmonious. It just feels really good. We have a Two of Swords upright, and we have the Two of Pentacles upright. I said, what was it that they did instead of like join Sag? It's weird because Sag is all about balance, and they got all these twos. But there's something here where it's like they couldn't decide. Something is on my nose. I'm sorry. I keep seeing like, I don't know if my skin is peeling or what. I haven't been sunburned in a while, but I keep feeling like I can see. Maybe it's my hair. Something is in my line of vision is driving me nuts. This feels like doors got closed because they couldn't decide which door to open with Sag, and so then, like, I don't know. Do I want to join Sag in this more contented life? I don't know. And it just feels like they were unable to join Sag, and now they regret that they didn't. What does that mean? What was this that they could have joined Sag on? Was it a? I'm wondering if this is somebody who either could have dated Sag and could have been a part of Saggy's like life. Because we have two different aspects. Maybe Sag, committed to like living for 6 months in one place and then moving to another place for another 6 months. Maybe they decided to house sit for somebody for a while and then, save up money and buy their own place. Maybe Sag decided to do something kind of big. This feels like it's a big life plan for how they live their life, and it gets them the best of both worlds. And somebody else couldn't choose to do that with Sag. Okay, so it was about a Four of Wands and a Nine of Wands. There's something here where I almost feel like this is somebody who wishes that they had been married to Sag, but for some reason they couldn't seem to get into Saggy's like way of living. Maybe they didn't have real contentment because this is somebody who could still have had wounds. They might have been too extreme. They might have been always buzzing around. Their plan for life was vastly different than Saggy's life of, look, be contented in the calm times and save money and think wisely about what we want to build for tomorrow. Be okay with some divine timing, save up and work and then get, when we're ready, have the big jump forward and buy that perfect house and take that big exciting trip. I almost feel like this person who is regretting that they didn't do that with Sag, because I feel like time has passed. Sag is getting everything that they have patiently worked toward. I don't feel like they had to scrimp and save and that they were miserable. So Sag was always very content. They're kind of good with almost anything is the crazy part. Sag is just, they're content in their life. They're content in the way life flows. This person was not. This person couldn't see the long term, or they couldn't see the long game. And it cost them a marriage with Sag, a life that they could have been enjoying. I don't know why I'm getting this vibe that Sag is moving to Hawaii now after, spending time on the mainland. And maybe this person was like, oh, that would be years down the road. I can't plan something like that. I don't think that they could plan long-term anything because they were always still like either rushing about or dodging things, or this is normally a wounded warrior who's still sitting there trying to catch their breath. But this card gives us a very different image. We have a predator coming in. It's like, run, baby turtles, run, escape the seagulls, escape the predators. And it's almost like they were always too concerned with how things wouldn't work out, maybe because they had some unhealed stuff in themselves. And they always felt like, you can't make plans like that. You can't make plans for living life calmly. Everything for them, I think, was flight or fight. Mostly they were still in like flight mode. And so it's really hard for them Even if they wanted to marry Sag, even if they wanted long term, they didn't do it. They couldn't seem to be able to walk through a door and join Sag on this life path, even if it would have been healthy for them, good for them, more peaceful. I feel like Sag would have been really good for them. Like the energy of like trust in the universe and peace and the energy of growth and all those things and contentment might have been really good for someone who was pretty rattled and was always in flight mode, trying to dodge things that they imagined were going to go wrong. They wanted to marry Sag, but they just couldn't do it at the time. And it comes across like this person sits in a lot of regrets. Now, that's not what I intended this storyline to be about. I was looking for a storyline just about, where is a character going? What direction are they headed in life? So let me ask this. Why does this individual show up at all in Saggy's story? Five of Wands, Nine of Swords, because boy, oh boy, oh boy, they think a lot about Sag. I'm wondering, and they think with a lot of stress about Sag, because I think they're contemplating trying to talk to Sag. The Five of Wands is like, I'm thinking. Sag is part of my wolf pack. They could be getting advice from others. You should go talk to that Sag. Remember that person that you didn't stay with, but you're wondering all the time how they are. What's happened? Did their life plan come together? But they're really stressed about it. Let me ask this. Does Sag think of them? Yeah. Judgment. So in this fictional story, for these fictional characters, we have got Sag wanting to reconcile with this person. And it's almost like Sag knows that they had a lot of turmoil. I think Sag has always wished them well. I think Sag thinks to themselves, it's not too late. If you wanted to get on board the Saggy train and ride it into, the good life, you could still do that. There's always a chance to start again. If you're clear, finally, if you can be clear on what you want, if you can be, healed enough. It's like Sag said, I know that this person loved me. I know they wanted to marry me. I also know there was no way that they could step into my world, my life plan. They did not have what it took to be that flexible. It was too rattling for them. And now they're still sitting there rattled, but for a whole different reason, because they're wishing that they were with Sag. It's interesting that this Sag says, I'm not mad that I know that they couldn't join me. I know they were a hot mess. It's like Sag knows this, like kind of from the divine perspective. They're like, yeah, I know that they were unable to move toward me like that. I know this King of Swords did not have the courage that it took. If they could be clear in their mind now, if they're no longer in flight or fight mode, if they could finally just step into my world and join me, they would be welcome to. It feels like Sag kind of hints or knows that this person is thinking a lot about them. And I think Sag is thinking about them too. There's still a big chance for this relationship, but Sag is not going to disrupt the good thing that they've created for themselves. I think Sag is doing really, really well, but they also have this awesome capacity to say, life is an ebb and flow, and I flow with it. It's not a big deal. I think as far as life goes, this Sag comes across as really competent and pretty understanding, and pretty much like they have a good opinion of themselves. They know this person was in love with me. I know that. But I also know that they could not join me. But they could now if they choose to. I'm thinking about reconciliation. I'm thinking about this good life that is coming up for me, this time of my harvest. So many things are going so well. I could totally picture if they were healthy enough and stable enough, if they wanted to come toward me, they could, and we could have a really great run together. Especially now, there's something here about the divine timing, and Sag just feels really comfortable about it. That Page of Coins is here. I feel like this person might be writing out what they'd like to say, and then turning the page in a notebook and writing it again, and turning a page in a notebook, or texting and deleting and texting and deleting. I feel like they're trying to gather their thoughts to figure out what to say, because they're the ones in a lot of stress. They're the ones sitting in a lot of regret. They're the ones sitting over here saying, I couldn't see myself, being able to move forward with Sag. I was in flight or fight. And I so regret it. I should have gone with them when I could have. I should have joined their life when I could have. now I'm super stressed out because I know that's still where I want to be. They're really stressed and they think a lot about this. Sag thinks a lot about it too, but they're not stressed. The Fool card, the Ace of Pentacles. This to me says at some point they're going to be taking that leap of faith to reach out, even though they don't believe it's going to work. I don't think they have any concept that Sag has a much better grasp on like life. I almost feel like this person that we've been describing is quite the pessimist. Like they always have focused on, oh, I don't know, that might not work, and oh gosh, oh, I probably, even if I reach out, it probably won't go well, but I guess I'm going to try it anyway because I really keep thinking about this. But they do have a big pessimistic viewpoint on things. I think again, Sag is really good for them, or will be really good for them, because in truth, I think that this relationship could be a little bit cattywampus, only in the sense that I feel like, I know this is a hermit and I should say it's Virgo, but I feel like this is still a representation of Sag. I think Sag is an older soul than they are, and I think Sag is a calmer soul than they are. I think Sag is able to flow with the universe. They might be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. They've come across as a King of Swords. We do have Scorpio here as well, and then Virgo, like I said, but I don't know that I think that we're going to have any kind of, oh, I'm sorry, we had Aries and Aquarius in here too. I don't know that I think that they are going to be, like connecting with the same belief system, that of course this will work, because it seems as if Sag is the one who understands how the universe flows a little bit better. But I do think that this person loves Sag, has loved Sag all this time, but they just really could not wrap their head around, that things could work. That just, I think Sag is going to be their rock in a lot of ways. I think Sag is a bit of, like I say, as an old soul in this connection, I think Sag is going to be somebody that gives them more security and confidence. Not that they don't bring anything to the table, because they do. They love this Sag. But I still think Sag is going to be kind of the individual that gives more of the stability and the solidness to the connection. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you so much for hanging with me. Thanks for giving it a